everyone. My name is Sarah Webb, and I'm the Associate Editor of Golfdom magazine. And I'm joined today by Leah Gendron, Brand Manager of Cinetech. How are you doing today, Leah?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And thanks for taking the time this morning. We really appreciate it.
You got it. My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
You too. Let's see. So, first off, just getting started here, can you tell me about how you got into the turf industry?
Sure. So I got into the turf industry. It was a bit of a happy accident, actually. My dad, 15 years ago, had just retired from a fifth generation family business where he oversaw the plant nutrients division.
Hmm.
And rather than just outright retiring, he kind of amicably bought that portion of the business and then started Cinetech Solutions. So while he brought all of his employees over, he was also looking to add some additional personnel. At the time, I had recently graduated college and was working in the pharmaceutical marketing industry and was just honestly was looking for a change. So he asked me to join the company, and I did. I started in customer care, kind of marketing assistant, and as the company grew, so did my role and my responsibilities.
Okay, very cool. And can you talk to me a little bit about what the company does and then a little bit more about what you do and the day to day?
Sure. So in the easiest sense, Cinetech Solutions sells, manufactures, and distributes turf care products to the turf industry, specifically golf in this environment. But we also have some different entities as we've kind of, again, 15 years ago, we really were just a manufacturer of fertilizer, but we since have grown. We have a line of ice melts, and we sell into sports turf, golf, as well as lawn and landscape. So we also have a line of turf maintenance equipment, and
Mhm.
that is our line called Ecotronics. And basically, what Ecotronics does is it's our equipment technology arm, and we bring labor and maintenance solutions to the turf industry, specifically golf. And that is the area that I work on specifically. Currently, some of these technologies that the industry may be familiar with is we have a line of control panels
Mhm.
for injecting fertilizers and nutrients through irrigation. We also have a line of labor tracking software, some mix and spray equipment, and also a piece of equipment that will help to enhance your aerification process.
Okay, very cool. And can you talk to me about some of the challenges that you've experienced in your work and how you've overcome those challenges?
Well, I know we're kind of talking a little bit about, women in turf and those kind of things. So some of this might just be from a female perspective or just kind of myself personally.
Mhm.
I will full disclosure, I do not have an agronomy degree. I went to school for business. So again, it was a happy accident kind of how I got into the industry. While I kind of grew up in it, I really didn't go to school for it. So and again, I've never worked on a golf course, not a superintendent. Couple that with being a female, I think it's easy to say why you can't do something. And probably earlier in my career, those were kind of maybe some, self-fulfilling prophecies on, what my roles could be. But as you kind of challenge yourself and how you and start to kind of trust how you look at things, myself being able to kind of put projects together and processes and move things forward really started to evolve, and I cared and kind of fine-tuned that more than the things that I couldn't do. So that has really was a challenge, still continues to be a challenge, but you're able to then find resources who are good at those things. And I have been, taking some agronomy classes and some
Mhm.
golf course lessons and different things like that. So those are just some challenges that I probably would personally face. And I'm sure anyone has things that they can say, well, I probably couldn't do that job because of XYZ, but just focus on the things that you're good at.
Perfect. Good to know. And then, what would you say, what advice might you have for other people and other women who are looking to get into the turf industry?
So, looking just to give advice on the turf industry, I'd probably make the turf industry like a larger, because if you said to me, would you like to be in the turf industry? I'd probably say, well, I don't know a lot about it, so to speak.
Mhm.
But I would say if you are someone who wants to leave this world a better place, then you probably are interested in the turf industry. And if your experience doesn't lend necessarily specifically to soil health or plant pathology, your skill set can still really be used. So I would encourage it to even just be larger of I care about the resources that we have, and I want to make sure that this place is a better place for my future generations. Then the turf industry is definitely a place for you, because it's definitely a group of people who come together and can agree on that for sure.
Okay, very well said. And then finally, can you talk to me a little bit about your experience with women in golf?
Mhm. So it was, first of all, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it
Mhm.
was through Zoom, so that was a little bit of a bummer, only because you couldn't be live. But the group came with intentionality to grow and to learn and to give, and so right off the bat, you had a good group with that. On top of just making those connections and having some resources in my back pocket. Um, I really, kind of an additional takeaway was how Bear, who put on the event, and honestly, they did it not self-servingly.
Mhm.
There was nothing asked of us to give back other than just to continue to be door openers for other, females. So as another business leader, that really stood out to me, because we can all do that. We can all be selfless and serve our community and serve our customers in a way that isn't always, well, how is this going to impact my bottom line? So that wasn't lost on me, and that actually was a really good reminder for me on how I can continue to serve, not only future women in the industry, but just the industry in general.
Okay, perfect. Well said. And let's see, looking at the questions I have here, that is about everything. But is there anything else you would like to add about women in golf or being a woman in the turf industry?
No, I don't think so. I encourage females not to worry so much about that. I mean, it may not look the same, but just put your big heels on and get out there, and I think you'll find a place for yourself. And if you
Very
don't, you can give me a call. We'll talk.
definitely. All right. Well, thank you again for taking the time this morning. It was really great talking with you.
You got it. Thanks, Sarah.
That was Leah Gendron with Cinetech Solutions, and I'm Sarah Webb, Associate Editor with Golfdom Magazine. Thanks for watching Golfdom Zoom Views.